Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This session focuses on English for vocational purposes or EVP. I hope and expect this session would provide you some introduction and background knowledge about EVP. Well, my dear students, the overarching goal of EVP instruction is to help students function well in a workplace or a vocational higher education setting where English serves as a medium of communication. So it is actually EVP, it aims at preparing the learners to perform better in a vocational setting. In the context of vocational education, both at secondary education, that is the technical schools, and higher education, that is the polytechnics, students are commonly streamed or they are placed into particular vocational areas or sub-areas of expertise, such as the hotel, hospitality, accounting, tourism, management, and computer engineering, etc. So within each kind of vocation or within each field, there would be further subfields, and students would be studying in those particular fields or the subfields. For this reason, students have to experience texts which are relevant to their vocational knowledge and skills. Now, building vocational knowledge and skills is one of the goals that students have to envision. They should be able to understand the significance of having this vocational knowledge as well as the required skills that are needed in that particular vocation. This has a significant implication for English language programs which cater to different needs of diverse groups of vocational students. In response to this, vocationally oriented language learning, which is called VOLL, VOLL as well, these VOLL programs have been set up as is mentioned by many linguists. A VOLL program aims to provide students with an English course that is integrated with vocational content. So, the content or the subject material comes from that particular field, from that particular vocation or profession, and the purpose is to teach language. The lesson otherwise centers around teaching language. This vocational content is a starting point for designing English language programs. In this respect, English materials are selected based on vocational themes, based on vocational tasks and activities, and the kind of language that is to be used in various vocations, professions, or fields. The role of English as a medium of vocational communication helps these students understand their vocational content, build and develop their vocational knowledge, establish their vocational skills, communicate their vocational expertise, and thus perform their tasks as specialists and develop their disciplinary language, that is the language that is the requirement of their particular discipline or field. Drawing on Besturkman's classification of ESP, EVP can be designed from a wide-angled and a narrow-angled specific vocational perspectives. When we talk about it from a wide-angled perspective, it is English for general vocational purposes. English that is required for all the vocational purposes, for all the professions, for example. And narrow-angled would mean English that is specific for certain specific vocational purposes, for specific fields, for specific subfields, etc. For example, English for tourism can be classified as English for general vocational purposes. Framed in this general vocation, English for tourism has different branches such as English for hotels, English for workers, English for hotel receptionists, the kind of English for tour guides, English for hotel management, and English for the traveling purposes, etc. So these are all the specifications, the narrowed down specifications within the broader or within the general EVP area.